Well, I had something else planned for today. Normally, this is where I'd sit down and tell y'all a story, hold a little something back, and see if I could get you at the end. But some days, you put the story you had planned off to the side. And today is one of those days. Yesterday, we lost Dolly Parton. She was 80 years old. And I've been thinking about what you could possibly say about Dolly that folks don't already know, because everybody knew the hair, everybody knew the rhinestones. Lord knows, Dolly could walk into a room wearing enough sparkle to make a Christmas tree feel underdressed. And everybody knew that voice. You heard the first few seconds of a Dolly Parton song, and you didn't have to ask who was singing. There was only one Dolly. But before all of that, before Nashville, before the records, before the movies, before Dollywood, there was a little girl growing up in the mountains of East Tennessee. Dolly was one of 12 children. Her family didn't have much money, but if you've ever heard her talk about those years, she didn't spend much time feeling sorry for herself. She talked about her mama, her daddy, her brothers and sisters, church, music, and dreams, big dreams, and somehow that little girl from the mountains made 'em come true. She wrote songs like Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You. She went to Hollywood and made movies. She built businesses. She won Grammys. She sold more than 100 million records. But here's the thing about Dolly. For somebody who became that famous, she never seemed to forget where she came from. And maybe one of the best examples of that had nothing to do with music at all. Dolly's daddy was named Robert Lee Parton. He was a farmer, a hard worker, and by Dolly's account, one of the smartest men she ever knew. But there was something he never had the opportunity to learn. He couldn't read or write. And Dolly knew that bothered him. She knew there were things in life that were harder for him because nobody had ever given him that chance. So in 1995, Dolly decided to do something about it. Not for her daddy. It was too late to give him the childhood opportunity he'd missed. So she did it for somebody else's children. She started something called the Imagination Library, right there in Sevier County, Tennessee. The idea was about as simple as you could make it. Sign a child up, and every month, from the time they're born until they're 5 years old, a book shows up in their mailbox, free. And here's the part I love. That book comes addressed to the child. Their name right there on it. Imagine being 4 years old, walking out to the mailbox with your parents, and there's something waiting there for you. A whole new story, a whole new world, and maybe a whole new dream. It started in one little corner of Tennessee. Then it grew and grew and kept growing. Dolly's Imagination Library had given away more than 325 million books, and it was sending out more than 3.5 million books every single month. Think about that. Long after the applause stopped, long after the concert was over, somewhere, a little kid was opening the mailbox and finding a book from Dolly. And you know who was especially proud of that? Her daddy. Dolly said children started calling her the book lady. And she said that meant more to her daddy than all the fame she'd earned. Now that tells you something. We spend a lot of time measuring a person's life by what they accomplished, how many records they sold, how many awards they won, how famous they became. And Dolly had enough accomplishments to fill up more than one lifetime. But maybe there's another way to measure a life. How many people are a little better off because you were here? And by that measure, Dolly Parton lived one heck of a life. She made us laugh. She made us sing. She wrote songs that somehow found their way into people's lives, weddings, breakups, long drives, kitchen radios, and memories we didn't even realize we were making at the time. And through it all, she never seemed embarrassed by where she came from. quite the opposite. She carried those Tennessee mountains with her everywhere she went. Yesterday, the world lost Dolly Parton. And there'll be plenty said about the music, the movies, the awards, and that unmistakable voice. But sometime this month, millions of little children are going to walk out to their mailbox and find a book waiting there with their name on it. All because a little girl from the mountains grew up, became one of the biggest stars in the world, and never forgot that her daddy couldn't read. And somehow, I think he'd be mighty proud of his book lady today. Miss Dolly, thank you for the music. Thank you for the laughter. Thank you for the stories. And thank you for leaving this world a little better than you found it. God bless and rest easy. And to our family out there, if you've got a favorite Dolly Parton memory, a favorite song, maybe a movie you loved, or maybe one of your children or grandchildren received one of those books, I'd love for you to share it with us down in the comments. Today, we'll just remember Dolly together. Y'all take care now.
Come on in, take it slow, kick your shoes off, say hello, laugh a little, stay a while, life feels easy when you smile.